Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. You ready, Laura? All right, looks like we're leaving. I never really know what to vlog on Tuesdays and Fridays. You guys just have seen so many PT days that there's kind of nothing left to vlog. So we're back home now. It feels like it's so much later than it is. It's only like 6 o'clock, but because it's pitch dark, my body thinks it's like bedtime. My sister and I both had PT today. It was kind of rough. But we did still make sure that we stopped off and voted on our way home because voting is important. The news from physical therapy is not that great. I have been feeling something happening in my spine for a little while now. I was kind of just ignoring it. It wasn't anything that was like super scary and symptomatic and like emergency until the last couple days when it really started to flare up. All of a sudden, I started having like really strong muscle spasms and pain down my back. My head was like twisting and it was pushing the brace into my collarbone. I haven't been able to swallow, so I've been doing like all of my water through my tube. If I try to swallow, it just either gets completely stuck and causes a lot of spasms, or it comes out my nose. So that's been fun. And I was having some vertigo issues, and I've been having a much harder time breathing. So all of a sudden, things got not so great. And Trish could feel today that things were not good, not my normal, not what we were hoping for. Not emergency that we have to call my surgeon right now, but enough that she had to put some stuff back into place. It was not pleasant, and I have orders to pretty much immobilize, relax the muscles as much as possible. Ice, heat, muscle relaxants. I'll see her again on Thursday when hopefully things are feeling a little bit better. I'm hoping this isn't a new trend. I don't really know what's going on with my hardware. It doesn't seem to be broken, so that is the great news. But I don't know, something's not right. Darn body, what am I gonna do with you? Just when we get a handle on something, something else decides to act up. And I guess I should remind you guys, spinal fusion is not a cure for EDS. It's not a cure for spinal instability. It's just a treatment. Your spine is unstable because your connective tissue is unstable. So your connective tissue can't support the spine, and that's why we fuse it. But then your connective tissue is still responsible for supporting that fusion. So even when you're fused, you sometimes run into troubles and flares, and it doesn't mean necessarily that the fusion has failed. It's just our bodies. So for now, we're gonna keep me pretty still in the spinal region. I am going to go hook up to my saline, and I am gonna go see if I can curl up on the couch and spend some time with my family, because I miraculously still have some energy left, and I am not gonna let this get in the way of that. Especially after yesterday. I didn't tell you guys, but some of the blood work that they took last week didn't go through properly. So when we accessed my port yesterday, they had to rerun all the blood work plus more, and I was super dehydrated because I haven't been able to swallow. And I had accidentally de-accessed a day early, and it took us like an hour to fill all of the tubes of blood. I got really sick after that. And today we got a message saying that the blood was messed up again and unusable. So next week I get to do it all again. Yay. Ugh, you guys, it has been a long day. But I'm really glad that I was able to get out and just sit on the couch back here. I feel like that's something that I've taken for granted a little bit, but to be honest, I haven't really spent a lot of time out of my bedroom in the last few years. It was just always where I was most comfortable, and I couldn't be around smells, so they couldn't cook any food anytime I was out of my bedroom. I couldn't really stand having the TV on or having any stimulation. So getting out of bed and getting on the couch every day might not seem like a big deal, but for me it actually kind of is. So I'm choosing to be really grateful about that. I've just set myself up with a little embroidery project. I found these cute little bags, and they're just about the size of an EpiPen, so I'm just embroidering the word EpiPens onto this one. Super original. But I figured when it comes to EpiPens, you do kind of want to make sure it's pretty obvious, but it doesn't mean that you can't make it a little bit fun and stylish at the same time. Turns out though, I'm not really good at this embroidery stitch. So it's taken me most of the night to just do 3 letters. That's okay. Practice makes perfect. And really I just do it because I enjoy the hobby. But now I think I'm gonna have to head to bed. I'm telling you though, this weighted blanket is so comfortable. I've got it like folded in half right now on my legs because I'm trying it out for pain relief. And oh, it's just so soft and cozy. It makes you never want to get up. But I do have to get up because tomorrow I most likely will be going and seeing that oral surgeon who we saw a few weeks ago, who proposed some of those more kind of experimental treatments for my jaw. I say that we will likely be going because I'm not quite sure. We've kept in correspondence with him and had him talk to my TMJ specialist down south, and they don't exactly agree necessarily on my course of treatment, and it's kind of put me in a weird position where I'm like, oh, should I side with the doctor that I've been seeing all of these years who's been treating me, but I've kind of plateaued with his treatment, or should I continue to at least just go and hear this guy out and hear about some of the successes that he's been having? I am leaning towards going and hearing him out, but I don't want to make any wrong decisions when it comes to such a delicate joint, especially when I'm already dealing with a lot of other things. Waiting for one more email back from my jaw doctor down south, and we're really hoping it's going to come tomorrow morning so that we have a better idea of if we should keep this appointment or not. But either way, I mean, what harm could come from just talking, right? I wish that someone could just tell me what to do and that I didn't have to make all of these decisions all the time, but I guess that's what happens when you have a rare disease and you're trying out pioneering treatment. And I can't really complain that I'm getting such great treatment and that I have so many doctors who are willing to go to battle for me here. So I guess we'll see, and I'll check in with you guys in the morning. You are just the cutest thing ever, Sammy.
Trying to camouflage herself.
Sammy update. She's still been like limping a lot, but she seems to be putting some weight on it. Now she's at least attempting to jump up on the couch. So I feel like it's getting a little bit better. She still seems to be in pain and not really herself. So I'm hoping we can take her back to the vet. But for now, she seems pretty content with her little blanket fort. Hello you guys, it is Thursday. It's another Thursday physical therapy day since Trish is going away this coming weekend as well. I didn't vlog anything yesterday. I literally was just too sick to pick up the camera and I really had nothing to say. I pretty much just curled up in a ball and tried not to move for the entire day. Things with my back and neck are still not great. They're not as bad as they were because I've been wearing this brace ever since my appointment on Tuesday, but it's still not what it was. Something's weird and I'm struggling with my hand. I'm losing more and more function. Like I can move my fingers, but my thumb, especially if I extend my arm, I really don't have a lot of control. And also I'm struggling so much with swallowing. Like even just trying to swallow saliva, it's not working. I'm a little bit nervous that this is going to land me back in surgery, and if it is, I'm nervous about the timing since my sister's surgery is going to be in early January. I don't really know how this is all going to work out for our family, so I'm just, you know, keeping my fingers crossed and praying that this is a fluke and it's just gonna heal itself. In the meantime, I'm doing what I can. Heat, cold, rest, bracing. This brace is so hard for me to dress around because of the feeding tube. It like, I can't run the feeding tube out through the bottom, otherwise it compresses it. But if I run it up through the top, like it gets complicated. So I found the best thing to do is just wear like a crop top and have it come out through here and then just have high-waisted bottoms. And I've got this little vest to try to kind of cover up and have a little bit of modesty here. But I've actually always wanted to film like a brace fashion video, like dressing around certain braces and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely let me know if that's a video you guys would be interested in seeing. And tell me like which braces that you guys have to wear the most. Like which ones do you have the hardest time working around and stuff like that. Because I know we kind of all have an array. I could always do a part 2. Anyway, like I said, about to have therapy. Nervous about this appointment really because Trisha's really my biggest input at this point. I can only feel what I can feel and it's my job to pass that on to her, but she can actually feel physically like what is happening, and therefore I rely heavily on her opinion. Whatever she says pretty much goes, and I'm worried that she's going to say that there's a problem and I need to get help. But on the other hand, I'm worried that she's gonna say that there's nothing wrong and that this is just something I'm gonna have to live with. I cannot live in this brace forever. It is killing my jaw. It's killing my collarbone. It's killing my feeding tube, and it sits right over my shunt. It's really, really uncomfortable. And I'm thankful for how comfortable it is because I've worn way worse in the past. But, you know, sleeping in one of these things, and just, it's not fun. I'm already super braced with my leg and then my ankle and my wrist and my hands and now my entire upper body. It's very restricting. We'll see how this goes. Alright, the good news is that I'm feeling a lot better after my treatment. The bad news is that a lot of things had to be manipulated for me to feel this way. Those things should not have had to be manipulated if I had a solid working spinal fusion. Or at least that's what we think. It's hard to tell because when my body is having an issue, especially if it's instability in my spine, it puts up a lot of safeguards, and I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Like if you dislocate a joint, all of the surrounding muscles and tissue freak out. They tighten, they spasm. It's similar to that. So I feel like there's a lot of torsion happening, and that pulls ribs out of place. That just messes with the gut and the organs and just everything. And in order to figure out what the heck is going on, we kind of have to strip away all of those layers of safeguards. And it's not easy. My body was just really, really, really fighting her corrections today, and it was not fun. We're not at the point where we're like ready to call the surgeon because we don't know exactly what the problem is and we don't know exactly how to fix it. But I think we're close. For now, we had plans to maybe stop at some stores and then my grandparents' house on the way home, but I have strict orders to get home, not move, don't pass go, don't collect 200. Try to stay together until next Tuesday when I see her again. And we'll try to keep digging to try to get to the bottom of this. Hello you guys, it's Friday night now. I kind of don't even know. I have kind of put off vlogging, to be perfectly honest, because I don't even really know what to say. I'm definitely really struggling. At this point, I think there's no denying that there's something going on with my spine. The question now is whether or not it's some kind of crazy flare-up or if this is a sign that I need further surgery. And I think I know what the answer to that is, but I don't want to admit it. It's just a little bit too much, and I think that's why I've been putting off vlogging. In order to tell you guys what's going on, that really forces me to acknowledge what's going on, and I just haven't wanted to acknowledge it. But basically, I feel that there's more instability. I had a certain area that we put a flexible fusion system in that gave me a tiny bit of motion, and at this point I think it's giving me a little bit more motion than it's supposed to, and it is wreaking havoc. It's like my spine is in two pieces, the lower fusion and the upper fusion, and what's going on is they're twisting against each other, and it's excruciating. It feels like it is trying to rip out of my spine and my skull. When I stand up, I feel very, very unsupported and a lot of pain. If I take the brace off, I am rapidly desatting, so my oxygen sats are going down, and I'm going into what they call diaphragmatic dystonia. My diaphragm starts spasming, so I can't breathe, and it burns, and it's miserable. My wrist and thumb on my right hand are still pretty much paralyzed. And we found out that when I reach my arm out away from my body, I completely lose control of it. So something's happening, and at this point, I can't ignore it, even though I'm really trying to and I really want to. It's honestly stressing me out slightly because we're getting closer and closer to my sister's surgery date, and you know, it's her time at this point, and I feel horrible and like the worst sister in the entire world because I can't even keep it together for like 5 seconds so that she could have like a chance. It's just been crazy. But anyway, today I've just been resting. I've been being super good, staying in the brace like Trish told me to. I've been resting like Trish told me to. This brace goes to about here, and then there's like the SI portion here, and then it comes around the back, and it's just a hard back all the way from below my hip down kind of past my tailbone all the way up to about here. So I'm as braced as brace can be. It's a little claustrophobic, I have to say, and every time I take a breath it like forces like pressure on my stomach. It's not fun, but it's helping in some ways. It's easier to swallow, so that's good. The positive part of the day is that I was able to have a friend to come over and spend the afternoon with me, and it was kind of serendipitous because we met at my ex-boyfriend's junior prom, and she and I just like instantly hit it off, and we talked all night, and she just made me feel like really welcome because it wasn't my prom. So I didn't know anybody there, and she made me feel just really comfortable. And then we never talked again for like 5 years, and she reached out on Instagram and was like, hey, remember me from prom and high school? I feel like we have a lot in common. We got to talking, and turns out we do, so it was great having her. She just fit right in, and it was really nice. Even though we've got all of this crazy other stuff going on, we're still trying to keep positive stuff going on in our lives, and I'm trying to keep busy and keep active and social. It's balanced, but I'm really glad that I kept those plans. I feel like this is just like the most boring content. Someone commented on my video last week like, oh, all she does is complain, like her videos used to be so good and now she just complains, and I'm like, yep. I mean, I guess I don't feel like I complain, but I'm just telling you guys what's going on, and unfortunately for a while now it's been a lot of negative stuff, and it's been a lot of health stuff, and that's just how it's been. And you know, I have to meet you guys at the level where I'm at, and this is where I'm at right now. Having a hard time physically. I'm dealing with a lot emotionally, and I'm just super tired, and I'm super tired of dealing with it, to be honest. There's so many other things that I want to do, and so many ideas, and so many things that I'm excited about, and I want to tell you guys about, and projects I'm part of, and I can't yet. But I'm working so hard that I feel like it's not reflecting in my vlogs. But know that behind the scenes, there's a lot of advocacy work that's going on, and a lot of just really positive things that are happening for this community, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm honored to just be a part of it and to be a part of this community because you guys are the best, and I love you, and I love talking to you, and I try to. I can't do all the stuff that I used to be able to do. I just can't, and I know I will be able to do it again in the future. It's just right now there's a lot on my plate, and I've unfortunately just been hit back to back with a lot of stuff. I'm 22, and I'm managing a lot right now. It's a really scary and confusing feeling when just the act of keeping yourself alive and functioning becomes too much. I know that you guys have seen a lot of my life, and I've done like a day in my life video, but you guys only see 2 minutes basically of each day, and so obviously there's a lot that goes on that you guys don't see, and it's honestly super sad that I work so hard to keep this body going, and this is the prime result. Like, this is the best that it gets with how much I'm doing. Let's admit it, that's kind of sad. But hey, I've been so much worse off that I'm just grateful to be where I am. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have some more positive content, but maybe I won't, and I'm not apologizing for that. I'm not apologizing for telling you like it is and for updating you, and yeah, so if that's complaining, sorry, I guess I'm complaining all the time, but this is life, guys. I signed up to vlog my life, whatever that means. Yes, we try to put a positive spin on things and always be grateful and just try to make fun out of some crazy situations. But when it comes down to it, I'm human, I'm exhausted, I'm struggling, I'm not sorry. My night meds are heavily kicking in. I don't know if you can tell, but I am going to say goodnight before I accidentally drop this camera. Good night, you guys. I just looked all over the house and all over the yard for this little doggy. I could not find her anywhere, and I come back in and she had found one of my little blankets here and just completely curled up and blended in. Oh, see, I thought I lost you. Yeah, hi. Oh, I love you. Hello, you guys. It's Monday. I know that I'm supposed to be editing and uploading this vlog for you guys right now, but if I did, I don't know if I would have the energy. My arms are still funky. I have been able to do some little embroidery projects because I found out that I could hold my needles in between these two fingers. Unfortunately, I still have not found a way to crochet like that yet, but I'm in agony. I'm visibly twisted. I'm waiting on my appointment tomorrow with Trish. I feel like we kind of have to have the talk and decide whether or not I need to reach out to my neurosurgeon. I've been trying to rest as much as I can. I was hoping that whatever was going on in my neck and back was just a flare-up and it was going to improve with time and with rest. But these last couple of days, I'm just feeling worse and worse. I just could barely walk back and forth to the bathroom. So that's basically where I'm at right now. Thank you for coming along on this week with me. You can hit the like button if you liked this video. Sorry it was super boring. And you can hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified when I upload. I upload once a week. It's usually Mondays, but not always. But I will see you guys next week. Bye.